Fred, don't you start with me. It's too early for that
Don't
shit.
even look at him, Fred. Stop
Yeah,
staring at him.
it's 5:32. Fred, don't start with me, man. Oh, I forgot my coffee. I'll
You
get
better
it in just a
run.
second. I forgot my coffee inside. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
It's not where
Jason
coffee
Gould.
belongs.
Yeah, I got to run inside in a second and get my coffee. Fred, chill out. It is 5:32 AZ time. It is 7:32 Texas time. It is 8:32 on the East Coast, where my co-host Mark Deeds Klodzinski and I are joined by our buddy Allen Palmer. Just right there in Central Florida, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Well, right on. Thank you for joining us, Alan. We appreciate you coming on. Let's give him a
Thank,
round of applause, Deeds.
thank you
Let's
for
give him a
having me. I
round of
appreciate
Do
applause.
another one. It's 2 rounds.
Two
Thanks for
rounds.
being
it.
on.
Thank you,
It's
thank
a
you.
back-to-back round.
It's an
Well,
honor to be here. I appreciate it.
we appreciate you popping in, man. We first bumped into you. I'd seen you around the rooms a little bit, but we recently bumped into you briefly at the IWCA. Was that your first convention or event, window cleaning or business related?
It was for both. What's it was so crazy because originally I had planned to be there the entire 3 days, and I don't even remember the date, but luckily I don't want to venture too far off of that, but I've been in business for close to 3 years, and since August I had just been slam packed, and so what I had planned to have the 3 days off, I didn't. It's a blessing and a curse. We worked the first day of the event. Me and my stepson went the second day, came back the second day, and ended up working that Friday too. So it was a very busy week. I wanted to have the 3 days off to just enjoy it, but even just going for the one day was just an awesome experience, man. It was great. And I do want to just say, a huge shout out, Jason Goo. When we got there, we were completely lost. People were pointing us in the right direction. And when we got to where IWCA was, you were the first person to kind of just acknowledge that we were even there. You nodded at me, and that was just the very first time I had felt welcome. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Even
man,
just
that's outstanding.
in the event, in the group, all of that, man. It was just such an awesome feeling, and I'll never forget that. And my stepson was like, "You know him?" And I was like, "I've seen him around." I was like, "I don't know him. I know he don't know me." But it's such an awesome and welcoming feeling to just to be acknowledged and to just be welcome, dude. It's great. And like I said, I'll remember that forever, man. I really appreciate it.
Buddy, that makes me feel like amazing. Thank you for sharing that
Yeah,
with me.
yeah,
It's weird because a lot of time we spend a lot of our time when we're not cleaning glass. We spend a lot of us spend a lot of our time searching through the rooms, trying to get better at what it is that we do, watching other content, watching others create, watching others work. And I thought I had seen you around, but I was like, wait a second, is that guy? And wait. And then it was like
yeah.
like everybody's trying to get to where they're going.
Right.
Um, but a lot of times we kind of feel lost too, especially if we're at our first event. So I try to be as welcoming as possible because I remember being that lost person, especially like at the Huge a couple years ago, and some of these other event places, these other venues, they're so massive. It's like easy to get lost.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, so I just wanted to try to be a welcoming committee. There you go.
Yeah,
And
and it worked, man. In more ways than one, it worked. I appreciate it.
well, that's awesome. It makes me feel outstanding and really glad to hear. That's freaking cool. And I'm glad that you brought your family, your stepson with you. Did he have a good time?
Man, he loved it, dude. He was definitely exhausted by the end of it. We got there right as everyone was taking lunch, so we kind of had to wait about an hour and a half to even see everyone, to actually see what the full picture was. But yeah, he had a blast, dude. It was like a little mini vacation trip just for me and him, and it was cool. At that point, I was bringing him along because I do some storefronts every Monday, and just bringing him for a couple of those was fun. Gets and teaches him responsibility. He's 13, just turned 13. And so just such an awesome experience. And to touch on that a little bit, now since I guess about a month and a half ago, my girlfriend's been helping me too. And it's just been so awesome to just be able to have an experience with the whole family. And like I said, I tend to ramble quite a bit, but
No, you're good.
I remember this time last year, man. I took it really slow in growing the business. I was afraid to make a mistake that was going to cost me. And so I remember this time last year, I was still part time. I was still doing other things for work, and we were behind on bills, and we just had the conversation yesterday where we're a month ahead on bills. And I had to look at it and I'm like, are you sure? Are we that good? Like, so
Outstanding.
Yeah, that's
the
awesome.
change that not only window cleaning but the business, the group, everything has made on my life is just awesome, man. And so to be able to give back is the main goal at the end of the day. I'm not anywhere where I want to be. I don't have the veterans knowledge and experience, but at the end of the day, if I can do anything to help someone else out, that's the goal.
That's all.
So that go ahead, Deeds. Actually, you go ahead.
No, I'm saying that's good. That's what it's all about. Helping other window cleaners. We all want everyone to succeed, except for your closest competitor.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, we're all in it. Some of us have 10 years experience, 30 years experience. At the end of the day, it's just cleaning a piece of glass, efficiently,
yeah,
and then
right.
it's doing a good job, taking pride
So
in it.
one of the things too that I noticed about you before I even met you or before we had any interaction, and I really wish we had more interaction while we were at the event because every time I had a quick interaction with you, it was always like in passing. So I didn't
Yeah,
even really get an opportunity to chop it up with you as much as I wanted. But one of the things that I noticed about you and your personality online as well is that you are willing to help and your honesty and um, you don't ever like when you're sharing your experience, it's from a humble point of view. It's not like hey, I know this, I know that. It's like, look, man, I don't know anything, but here's how it worked for me. And I
right.
or here's how it's been working for me. And I find that to be refreshing. When we don't know everything, but we're still willing to share and learn from others is I think one of the most awesome things that we can do.
Right.
So
And
that was
and thank you. I appreciate that. And I want to say there's almost like layers to that. It took me until 30 years old to realize I don't know everything, you know. And I will say a little bit. Well, we can kind of go into my backstory a little bit later, but I got into this not knowing anything, man. So
yeah.
there was research upon like hundreds of hours of research even in the first 2 years to this day, I'm still trying to learn new things. Now I'm a lot more open to just using new tools. But man, I felt like me getting into this not knowing anything, I had a lot more to prove than the people that had years of training under someone that, started their business later on. And so it was really just a humble experience for me. And it's like, I don't know anything. So I got to learn as much as I can about different things to even feel, I guess not, I don't want to say value to myself, but just to prove myself that, hey, I can do this, you know? And,
Yep.
and so
And you know what? You can.
yeah, 100%. And that's part of the lesson is that we all have different backstories, but at the end of the day, it's so awesome, man, to have a platform where we're all together in this. I think Chris Eckstein said that what other job do you go to and do for 8 hours a day, and then you can come home and watch other people do exactly what you do and not be burnt out, right? It's awesome. I love it.
It's
Like the top
outstanding.
tier top tier landscapers who do those like zero turn mowers who've got like the
Yeah,
beautiful stripes on the lawns.
I'm
Those
gonna
yeah,
cut
guys.
my coffee. Hold on.
Those are the
yeah,
same guys that go home and watch like freaking zero turn videos. Honey,
for sure.
see
Yeah,
that? He
my
didn't need to make that turn. He could have just kept going, babe.
it's so funny you say that because my dad, he does tree work and landscaping and has his own
Okay.
business, and he's the same way. He's as invested into it as I am with window cleaning.
That's awesome.
And it's so great the parallels that we have as far as that goes because yeah, in Chris's example, it's like you don't see accountants go home and watch other people do accounting work. So
Yeah. Watching like YouTube as a Excel spreadsheets live,
yeah,
like streamers like
right.
Twitch. Here I'm gonna
Yeah,
add cell E6 and E7. Watch. Oh shit. Yeah.
yeah.
See how those interest
Man,
margins just
feels
go.
good. It's crisp. It's smooth. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Let me show you my
So
new
the
mouse that I use for Excel spreadsheets. But
right,
yeah,
right.
so speaking of Excel spreadsheets, Zero products are now 20% off until tomorrow or so. So if you need an extra pole, if you need some clamps, if you need a brush, if you need some hose in area
if
codes
you
that you
need some
live in,
hose,
order now at zeroproducts.com or all the Zero stuff on windowcleaner.com. But you need to get some. So get with your favorite sales rep.
I got something better for you. If you need a poll, keep tuning in. We're teaming up with Team Zero. We're gonna give away one of the Nothing Really Matters polls on Friday. As of right now, there are 56 entrants or 56 comments on that Zero page. So we're gonna take all of those comments. We're gonna add all those people's on a spinning wheel. We're gonna also add an extra comment for those of you who tune in on Friday. For if you comment on Friday on the show live, towards the end of the show, we're gonna add those comments in, not multiple comments, just one comment per person, and we're gonna give away a Zero Trad 12 Nothing Matters poll tomorrow live on air. So get in where you fit in. Get in where you fit in, gang, and you fit in right here. Goo and D's podcast, 8:30 a.m. Be there, be square. Hey, chill the fuck out.
Quiet,
sorry,
Fred.
guys.
We're talking about polls here. No,
we're talking about polls and hoes, man. Polls and hoes.
And it was amazing. It made me so happy. Today I'm cleaning I'm going back to the pool. I had a pool deck over the weekend, and my machine, belt-driven pressure washer machine, popped my belts off. It was squealing for a few hours, so I knew it was coming, and then it came, and so it sucks. So I got PTSD this morning because I'm driving 30 minutes to location after replacing the belts. Did a couple jobs yesterday, and the belt was still making a squeal every once in a while. So I have a feeling that these belts are going to give me about 1 to 7 hours of labor, and then they're going to pop again. So I need to either fix the machine thoroughly by a professional, not myself, or just buy a whole new one because it's got 600 hours on it. So let's get a new one.
We've all been there, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I want to take a quick shout real quick this morning to say hello to a couple of our friends that are popping in. John La Liberté, Lala, what is up? He said he got rained out this morning in North Carolina. That's a drag. Mike Matthews, the homie. I talked with Mike yesterday. Damian Schreckengoss, little text with him yesterday as well. Eric Leonardo, good morning. I don't know if you're following on the chat too, Alan, but Eric says good morning to you.
Good morning, good
Zero
morning.
is in the building. We just announced that we are doing that giveaway on Friday. Again, tune in on Friday live. Comment in the thread. We'll add
follow us. You got to follow us on the Facebooks, folks.
Got to follow us. Follow us. Follow us. Follow us. Follow us.
Click.
Codreen is in the house as well this morning. Good morning, Codreen. Gabe Gutierrez, my AZ guy. He's up bright and early. Zach V in the house. Squeegee Tom. Another Arizona cleaner. I love it, dude. Nina's in the house. JMJ, our buddy Cal in Devon, UK. Nothing matters is right, except clean windows.
That's important.
Chuck D in the house. Jake Van O, Tyler. Oh yeah, we're getting everybody in this morning. They all came to say hello to you.
Nice.
Hold on.
Hey.
Yeah. Jake is in the chat, just said tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, they're doing their 2K giveaway over in the Nation, Window Cleaning Nation group. Austin Grubbs is going to be swinging by, hanging out with James Riley, Grace, and himself. So
2K giveaway.
Check out their show tomorrow, folks. Do it.
Very nice. Yep.
Tomorrow morning.
Hey, he said tomorrow morning. What time is that? An 8:30 show?
It's a 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 Central.
9 Eastern. Okay, so that's a 7. Yeah. All right.
7 for
that's a 6 a.m. my time. 9 Eastern. Okay, 6.
Let's call it 9 Eastern.
Yeah.
What time was it?
So, Alan, I live in Arizona, but I live basically Eastern Standard Time life. It's
It's very nice. Yeah.
It's rough.
So, Alan, what are your favorite type of windows to clean? Do you like residential? Do you like just whistling away at storefronts? Do you like screen cleaning? What's going on?
Man, I enjoy both. As far as storefronts and residential, only because it helps me set the mood for the day. I don't combine the two. We do a lot of storefronts on Mondays, and usually Mondays are my half days. And I love that because, 99% of people hate Mondays, and I look forward to them. I go knock out some storefronts, and I'm done by lunchtime, and I can go out, have lunch, go back home. And Mondays I look forward to. It's a way to catch back up from the weekend, regardless of what we do. you know, and but at the same time, I don't have a problem working, you know. So
Yeah.
when it comes to residential work, you know, we definitely we earn that. We earn that money for sure. And so there's times where we know it's going to be a long day, but we knock it out, man. So I want to say storefronts just because you can almost go on autopilot, throw some music in. If you do them regularly, you know they're basically already clean. So
Mhm.
residential, you got a little bit of you know, going back over different you know, if there's concrete paint, whatever it is, yeah. So takes a little bit more attention to detail. Storefronts, you just go in there, knock them out, and they're good to go. You know, so I
Mhm.
enjoy them both. But if it really came down to it, residential for the experience, I'm more built on that. The
Mhm.
storefront accounts I have are just from when I started to build route work. I don't really push more of that. I'm not a salesy person. You know, I let the business kind of grow for itself, word of mouth, a little bit of advertising. I
Mhm.
did door to door one time, got 2 jobs out of that, and I was like, yeah, door to door is not for me. So,
Mhm. Yeah, it's
So
tricky.
you want to hear something? Yesterday, I we were out in a residential job. I had some door hangers on me, and when I was younger, I door knocked like a motherfucker. I did. I had no shame. I had no problem, and I don't have a problem doing it as much now. But I just don't have the energy that I used to. I passed out probably 50 door hangers yesterday, but I think I talked to 2 people and knocked on 3 doors. I it's weird, and after I got done, I was talking to my guy Billy. I'm like, yo, B, I just don't have it in me as I used to. You know, 20 years ago there was no ring camera. People would just come to the door. Or
Yeah.
even 12 to 15 years ago, there weren't 20 solar guys trying to sell you solar. There weren't 20 solar guys trying to clean your solar. There weren't 10 window cleaners trying to clean your windows in
Speaking of
every
which,
neighborhood.
do we need to get one of them 2-wheel scooters to stand on to go to door to door? You know those guys that like zoom around. Like, what the hell's
Yeah,
he doing?
I haven't seen any of those cats. I have my golf cart. I mean, I could cruise around my own neighborhood in the golf cart.
Just put a
Uh,
flag on it. What are them giant like stand up flags?
I went to
Pretty freaking cool.
another golf community out here in Arizona, about 20 minutes from my house. Not a senior community, but pretty freaking close. Golf cart community.
54 and a half.
Yeah,
54 and a
it's
half.
like no, but basically it was all elder people, but it wasn't like 50 and up.
No
Anyways,
broken hips.
I roll down this street and there's this guy. He's got his golf cart. He's towing another trailer, and he does have one of those flags, and it says window cleaning. And I roll up on him, and I'm like,
Oh,
yeah, exactly. I was like, damn, bro. No wonder everybody. I just because and on a new neighborhood, like on a really pretty street, on something like that too, I will door
mhm.
knock
Oh
because
yeah.
I
I want
do
your
want to talk
business.
to those people, and I want to get my face in front of them. So I'm out there door knocking that day, and like 3 of the people tell me, "Oh, I got somebody." I was like, "Bitch, it's me." What do you mean you got somebody? It's me. I'm your
Yeah,
guy.
bro.
And as I'm driving away, I see the guy, and he's got WCR stickers on his golf cart too. And I'm like, well, at least he knows where to get the right gear.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
right.
At
You,
least at least
a
he's not
quick
buying bullshit.
we had a solar guy in our neighborhood and he had parked like down the street. There's like a little parking area by a park I have. So I was taking my kid for a walk and I walked by the out of state plates and there hanging from his rearview mirror was a WCR air freshener. So I had a good chuckle myself. And then a few minutes later, 20 minutes later, the guy's knocking on my door. He's like, hey, do you guys need any roofing? I was like, listen, I'm good. And that was it. But that was the guy I'm assuming that had the sticker. The guy was like 20, young kid.
Yeah.
Probably has a window cleaning business on the side deal. It's smart.
I
Listen,
used to
yeah,
have
go ahead.
no, go ahead, Alan.
And that's the thing, man. There's hustle and bustle out here. That when you say at least he knows where to order from, I feel like in the beginning I was such a critic about that. The very first thing that I did when I started my business, I had the business, I had the licensing, um, or excuse me, I had the LLC, I had all of that registered before I even had my first
Smart.
customers. I was ready to go, man. And but the
Jiminy
thing is,
Two Shoes knew.
I had the Home Depot set up, and I was like, man, the first thing I'm upgrading is out of that Home Depot setup because when I see it now, I halfway cringe. I don't care so much anymore, but for the first year or two, I was like, man, you recognize that, and you're just like, ah, dude, like, I don't know. There's just something about it. I feel like the tools do make um, quality work. Yes, it's technique and all of that stuff, but at the end of the day, you got to have the professional tools. And I
Yeah.
remember partly being sloppy because I didn't know what I was doing, but partly being sloppy because I was using,
Shit tools.
yeah,
Subpar
exactly. I didn't
stuff.
want to say that, but yeah, exactly.
I'll
And
say
so
it for you.
I don't knock on anybody that uses it, man. I'm like all for it because I was that
We all
exact
started
person.
somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Home Depot Unger Blue line is blue for a reason.
right.
It's for a
And
residential
so it was
homeowner
like
grade.
after that first week, man, I had my Unger Ninja, and that's all reliable to me. The
Mhm.
Unger Ninja setup, I still go back to it. I've gotten a chance to, I've broadened my palette a little bit. I have a Mormon accelerator. I
What a
have a
great way to
servo.
express that. He said, I brought in my palate a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. So you fuck with
But
Mormon a little bit?
yeah, yeah. The Sorbo, we got my first Sorbo that I tried was actually what we got from IWCA, and
That's
my girlfriend loves it, so we've just ordered a 14 and a 10-inch as well. So I'm gonna play around with those. But I'll
yeah.
tell you, it's one crazy thing is I have arthritis, man, and so like I can work all day long. The second I get home and touch down, I feel it. I feel
Yeah.
it. So it's like once I
You
slow
can
down, I really feel it.
you can read
Um,
minds.
yeah, yeah.
Arthritis.
But yeah,
Zoolander.
it's like for whatever reason the Unger just feels better in my hand, and I think it's because I'm more used to it. I'll get hate because I'll put videos where I'm using the Mormon in my hand, and people are like, "Why aren't you using that tool for its purpose?" And it's like, "Because I don't want to today." But
All the tools are meant to clean windows. It doesn't matter. Like,
yeah, yeah. But at
Put
the end
it
of the day,
on
man,
the glass.
if I want something to be smooth, I just go to the Ninja because I know it feels the best for me. Um,
Yeah, I
there
love the
you go.
Ninja T-bars. I use the
yeah,
18 and the 12-inch for the smaller guy, and that's
yeah,
my
yeah.
go-to because it can pivot. I love that.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Makes me happy. So, what's the weather like today down there, Alan?
It's pretty warm. The good thing is we're spring for us this year. It's not too hot. Now, I mean,
Cool.
we get in the sun, we can feel it, but it ain't summer heat yet. The thing with Arizona, it's dry heat there. We got
Yeah,
humidity.
man.
So I don't
You
envy
been
you
out
guys
here?
at all. No, I just know.
Yeah,
I just
it
know.
is a dry heat. It is we're in the midst of a really mild spring. We've been very
Mhm.
fortunate. We had a scorcher about 3 weeks ago where it was like hundreds already. It's March and it's 100 degrees and it's like fuck. Well,
Yeah.
Nuts.
this week we're in the mid 70s. I was telling Deeds earlier this week, we have all the windows open in the house, no AC. It's 69 degrees in my house, which is great. We can try to keep the house like cool throughout the day. Uh, yeah, man. Anytime I can save a couple bucks, I'm trying to. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. And the thing for us is, I'm pretty sure the whole state is just in a red alert because we're basically in a drought at this point. We haven't had rain in so long. We were on a burn ban back in October, and that lasted until February, and
Holy
it lifted.
Wow.
shnikes.
It lifted for maybe 2 weeks, and then right back into it. And now, like I said, the whole state is on red alert. We had not somewhere super close, but somewhere close where they had 1,000 acres that just a wildlife fire that was 0% contained. I don't know the update on that, but that was maybe a week ago. So we're we're suffering as far as that goes. I mean, they're telling a lot of HOAs and neighborhoods they can't turn on sprinklers, but once a week they're limiting water consumption. So we've definitely right now. I mean, our grass we still haven't mowed. Grass isn't growing, so we're waiting
Mhm.
for some rain. We need it for sure. I hate to be that 80-year-old person to say we need rain, but we need it.
Yeah. Well, with water restrictions too, luckily you just have to fill a bucket up with water, and you're not pressure washing and stuff like that. Because a
Yeah,
lot of guys
yeah.
probably it would be not allowed right now. I would think.
Right, and I know that's kind of what you dabble in, Deeds, is pressure
Mm.
washing and gutter cleaning. And man, I've tried both. I'll tell
Yeah.
you, the first pressure washing job I did, I bought a $100 pressure washer for a $200 job, and about 80% through, it blew up on me. So
Sure.
I
It
was like,
happens.
it's amateur. I didn't know to change the gas, check it, make sure it wasn't old, and
Sure.
so I did one other pressure washing job, and I was just like, man, I was filthy. I was covered in dirt. I was like, this ain't for me.
Yep.
And that was in the beginning when I hate to say it, I was desperate. I was needing work. I was that guy. And I was like, you know what? If I want to build a brand where I'm the window cleaning guy, I'm just going to stick with that, man. It's what I love.
Yep.
I've done gutters, and I want to touch up on a story about that coming up. But
Sure.
actually, you know what? The
I've
TLDR
heard it.
is we set the job up maybe a month and a half ago, and we had just did it this past about 3 or 4 days ago. And long story short, the woman needed her gutters above her pool enclosure cleaned out. I was like, you know what? That'll take me 20 minutes. I'm like, listen, you want to do inside and outside windows? I'll hop up there and I'll do them for free. Well, we get there, and at this point, my girlfriend's in the business with me. She's got the water fed set up on the outside, and I'm cleaning inside. She's more comfortable with that. She's still learning to try out everything, and I'm like, that's great. I got something that worst case scenario, I can throw her on water fed. She's great. She knows how to do that. And she's learning trad now, which is awesome as well, too. Well, the customer was giving us kind of flack from the very beginning. She was one of those that was like, oh, I need to
Red
see.
flag.
Yeah. Yeah. And she was like, I need to see proof of insurance, all this and that. So we showed her, we did all that. And about an hour through, the water fed pole was leaving spots on the windows. I got lazy, hadn't changed my resin yet. So, that's on me, right? And I go and I show I show my girlfriend that, and I'm like, listen, we're leaving water spots. If I have to go back through by hand, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's not a huge deal. Well, the customer was following us room to room, watching everything we were doing. And so she's seen me pointing out the water stains. She came and she asked me, and at that point, I hadn't touched the glass yet. So I didn't know if that was being revealed after we were cleaning and they're old, or we were leaving this. I didn't know yet. So my one downside is I kind of told the customer worst case scenario off the bat. I'm like, listen, it is what it is. We'll do it by hand. If they come off, great. If they don't, this is what it is. This is what we have to do to get it off. And so she was irate immediately. She was like, I never had problems with water stains. The last guys just did it with the squeegee and it was fine. And she didn't even want me to steel wool it. And I was like, look, okay. And at that point, I'm walking back outside. My girlfriend's like just standing there. I'm like, listen, wrap up the water fed pole. I was ready to tell her, just put it all in the truck. Let's go. Because I had already dealt with 15 minutes of
Nonsense.
Yep. And so I told the customer outright, I'm like, look, you want to call somebody else to come out here and see what they say? That's completely fine by me. I said, I don't mind. It's up to you. And she was like, no, go ahead. Just do it by hand, blah, blah, blah. And so after that, she spent the rest of the time even more following us, checking everything. And my girlfriend was upset because she thought it was because of her. She's like, it's because I'm here. And at first I was like, no, I'm like, you just get people like that sometimes.
Yeah.
And she was taking it personal. And I told her, I was like, look, we have hundreds of amazing freaking customers.
Yeah.
We're not going to let this bring us down. I said, if she wants us to stay and try it, that's fine. If she wants us to pack up, I don't mind. We'll take the rest of the day. We stayed and got it through, and come to find out, the customer had asked me, she's like, are you going to be able to get all this done? I said, yes, ma'am. I'm almost done with the outside. Then we're going to hop. I'll clean up I'm almost done with the inside. We'll hop on the outside, get that cleaned up, and then I'll finish the gutters last, right? And she was like, well, she hasn't gotten a single window done on the outside. And I'm like, I understand.
Man.
It'll get taken care of, right? So, and I was just like, at the end of the day, we got the job done. The customer was thrilled and happy by the end of it. And at the end of the day, like I just told my girlfriend, I was like, look, if she calls, we're booked. At the end of the day, I was like, we have way too many amazing freaking customers. I'm not gonna let this bother me, right? And I was
Make
like,
sure you put a note in your phone so that way you remember when she calls.
Oh, we do. Yeah, we have a note.
Karen, last name yelled at me.
Yeah. And so like I said, it was more the situation, right? And from the beginning when she was asking for all this proof of insurance and stuff, like, that's great. I get it. Never had anyone else ask. And so I should have taken that as a hint.
That's why I do a three strike rule. If a customer hits 3 red flags, I kind of like either deject myself or I don't even send that estimate. Or I kind of like fade off into black, like, see ya.
And also that was one of those things that genuinely I wasn't offering to do the gutters because I needed the work. I was trying to be nice. These
Yeah.
people
Right.
have said they have a hard time finding people, and I think they have a hard time keeping people. But
It's
they were like,
because the way they treat people.
yeah, exactly." And
It's
so,
exactly what you said earlier. It's like you have 198 great clients and 2 turds.
yeah,
Drop the
and
turds. Oh,
right, and
Take the
so
turds to the pool.
take them, get rid of them. And so I was like, you know what? We're just not. I was genuinely doing it to be nice. I wasn't doing it because I needed the work. I was like, it's not going to take long to climb and just
nice
scoop
guys
those
finish
gutters out.
last.
But at the end of the day, I learned my lesson that I'm not doing anything for free for anybody else because those
Yep.
always end up, biting me back.
I had a customer yesterday that called over the weekend with an emergency. They parked in their neighbor's driveway and got rust from their tire all over the driveway. I'm like, so you're telling me that you got a rust stain on your neighbor's driveway and you want me to come in and clean it? Yeah. It's like, can I talk to the neighbor first?
right.
So she was like, do you have insurance? Are you insured? Are you sure this product's going to work? I had some guys do work on my pool and they left a stain. I'm like, holy shit, there's like a couple strikes right there.
Yep.
But a long story short is I was able to sell the job and she had like a pretty bad rust stain. And so I bought some F9 bark, and through a process of like an hour, I was able to remove it and change it from that to that.
Look at Deeds with his before and afters.
Before and afters. And that area up there is still wet. It's still drying and it came out perfectly. But the point is I had to sit around for an hour with 2 little old ladies talking about, moving to the neighborhood and just about the rust stain in general. Well, I'm just like, please stop talking,
Please
and,
just let me get to it. Yeah.
The process for bark is you got to saturate the stain, let it dry completely, saturate again, let it dry completely, and rinse, etc. But so it was like 45 minutes to an hour of me standing there just talking to little old ladies and hoping that it came out well, because I'm talking it down. I'm always like, well, I'm not sure it's going to be 100%. It's obviously going to suck. It's not going to be orange anymore, but whatever. So they were happy with it, and setting expectations and figuring out what your customers want. Important.
Deeds, that's something that I commend you about. And you since you and I have been doing this show, you've told me about your policies and you told me about how your written instructions and
expectations.
Your expectations for the client. And
Yes.
I don't laugh at it. I think it's amazing. I laugh because I'm so far behind the times that I still wouldn't think about doing it. I'm kind of like Allen on this aspect. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna tell them, and hopefully they take my word, and hopefully I don't run into any of these shitty circumstances. Let's just pray for the best.
Yeah.
Well, that's where like a CRM comes in really well, because you can explain the service and then what the hell you're going to do and how it's the expectations and what you're not responsible for.
And I've tried to be a lot better about not only explaining it during the estimate, but looking for signs of
the red flags.
Yeah, my girlfriend always says, she's like, you underestimate the job all the time, and so I'm trying to really we've narrowed it down where if I look at a job and think it's 3 hours, maybe it's 3.5. There are some situations where it does get a little longer. And what's crazy is it's not the end of the world for me, because I feel like I got a little bit of heat talking about it in the very beginning. It was one of the first posts that I made when I said that I structured my business in a way that I pay myself hourly because I am an employee in the business. So I pay myself a wage for cleaning windows, but then I also take an owner's cut as well.
Yeah, later on in the year.
Right. The main reason for that was I was doing a lot of gig work prior to this, and I knew that wasn't sustainable. I was working 50, 60 hours a week, and I had no issue doing that. But my first thing was I need to be able to replace that income and survive off of what I make cleaning windows. That's how I know when I can go to just doing that. And so that was exactly how I did it. It was like I pay myself an hourly wage, and if I work 5 hours, then I have to pay myself for 5 hours. I can't venture off from that. And so I've also gotten to a point where I pay myself for travel time too. It's not significant. It's enough to cover gas. I pay myself like $10, but there are some times where I have to travel an hour, spend an hour and a half travel time. So it's like, I got to compensate for that too, because if I hire an employee, I can't pay them $10 an hour for travel time, but I need to know what I can pay when I get to that point, right? And so
So you're budgeting, you're learning while you're
yes,
doing it. So that's an
well,
important thing. And a lot of us don't do that.
right. And the main thing is like I was going to school and I am going to go back for finance and accounting. So I have that. I can look at a P&L, I can see where numbers are, I can see percentages, and I know where my profits need to be for me to be able to pay myself, keep retained earnings in the business to grow, and obviously set money aside for taxes and whatnot. So I knew going into it, I knew enough to do that. So really, it was just focusing on how can I clean properly, be efficient, learn the trade instead of worrying about all of that, and how am I going to run the business too? You know what I mean?
Systems
Yeah,
complicated. Yeah,
exactly.
you're getting
And
it
so
down.
that was when I talked about how I pay myself on an hourly structure, it is because it's not where I am, it's where I want the business to be. I want to be able to have employees, I want to be able to grow. So what can I have in place now that's going to make that easier down the road? And that was exactly that. So many people I know pay themselves a salary and that's it. And it's like, well, I can do that, but also since I'm working in the business, I need to know where those numbers are at too. And that's what let me know that I can budget enough to bring my girlfriend on too. I pay her an hourly wage as well, and I knew that I could do that based on what I had in place for myself.
Smart.
That's awesome. Hey, Nick Anderson says what up. He says he's been talking with you for a while, had some great conversations. Dude's awesome. He appreciates you guys' conversations. That's that whole community, what you just mentioned about the constantly learning, sharing, with your other friends like Nick, and how all of us are sharing information is outstanding. You're talking about going back to school for finance and kind of like taxing, and I was like, all I can hear is Jake Van Orden. He's a tax guy and does a lot with financing or not financing. Finance is a numbers guy. So if you ever have any questions, get a hold of Jake. He's great about that kind of stuff.
You guys can do the Excel spreadsheet videos and stuff.
Yeah, right.
Not I, said the fly.
And yeah, for
Yes.
sure, Nick is an awesome friend of mine. I feel like I've got a chance to talk to Nick personally, Damien as well, Chris Eckstein, and I feel like those guys are awesome friends to me. They're probably looking like, who the hell's that guy? I don't know, but they're just so awesome to me. I feel like that is my circle because Chris, for example, reached out to me personally about an answer to a question I asked in the group. And since then, I've been able to chat back and forth. Me and Nick have chatted the most. I don't even remember how me and Nick started chatting, but my point is that is my circle, and I see how awesome they're doing, and it motivates me even more. I will say, and people say, your company, who you keep around you is that. And I've had friends that were awesome friends for decades. They were lousy workers. And I'm like, man, I can't. When I started talking about the business, they were all talk. And I was like, at some point, man, I just got to do it. I was originally going to go into business with someone else. I'm glad I didn't. But it was just a person that always talked and never did anything. And I was like, I woke up one day and I'm like, man, I can't live like this. I got to do something.
Actions speak louder than words, Alan.
Phasers to completion.
Yeah. And so I started the business originally as a way to pay myself through school. And about a year ago, I feel like I don't even know where we're at anymore. I feel like in December, January, I had an opportunity to work for a tax company.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, man, I really want to do it for the experience, but then I was like, that's going to take me away from my business. And I don't want to go into a seasonal job where I'm only working a couple months and I don't know anything after that. And I don't want to go into that. First of all, I was talking to my dad. I was like, the money doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I can do way better for myself. I'm like, what I make doing that in a week, I can make in a day, 2 days doing this. So that doesn't make sense. The experience would have been great. But then I was like, man, I don't want to put time into that and just always think if the business failed because of it, the what if of it, right? And so I'm like, I'm going to take this ball and run with it. I will still go to school and finish my degree when timing allows. And I'll have that to fall back on when I'm 40, 50 years old and I want to get out of the sun. But right now, man, it's like
soak it up.
Yeah, I'm so proud of what I've done. And it's like, and I tell my stepson all the time, it is awesome to sit back and appreciate your accomplishments, and you got to think, what's the next step? I'm never stagnant. It's always, what can we do to be better by this time next year? And so that's the driving factor. Is when I started the business, it was just for myself.
Yeah.
Now it's like I have a family to provide for, and so I'm thinking a lot more about that as well too. Is where do I want my family to be in 5 years, 10 years, even this time next year? So
It's so weird to
um,
think about what, like, when we try to project where we're going to be in a year or 5 years, sometimes we're so far off.
yeah, yeah,
You mentioned the company you keep, Chris Eckstein. I texted with him this morning. Amazing human being, wonderful man, good person, good dad. Um, the sky is the limit for that dude. Nick
yeah.
Anderson, the same thing. And Damien is one of my best friends in this industry. He and I share a lot of similarities. And anytime I've got something that is on my mind, I can give him a shout. And he's like that for a lot of people in this industry. Cherish your friendships. The dudes and gals that really care about you as a person and you as or your business, when they're rooting for you, when they're, hyping you up and giving you the shout outs and sending you that love, it's definitely felt. And I feel like when we can reciprocate it back to others and do the same for them, that's when things start to change. And Damien and Chris, both, for me personally, are guys like that because I've known them a little longer. But Damien's taught me a lot about that. And I feel like more of that is a good thing. When we spread the love, spread that positivity, sometimes it's just being an ear to bend for somebody who's having a tough day. And that's all sometimes we need. And a lot of times we can't count on well, we can, but a lot of times we don't want to count on family or friends or people who don't really know what we're going through. But who else knows what we're going through than another window cleaner, right?
Right. And the thing for me is, I didn't have a lot of, I had one older lady that is like a mentor to me. She's 80 years old, that she was stuck in her old ways, that was like, oh, you're not gonna be able to do this. You need to just stay in school, get a degree, blah blah blah. And I was like, at some point, I had to just make a decision for myself. But other than that, I never had anyone say I couldn't do it. My dad didn't know a single thing. He had his business for 2 years, but they had a lot of losses. And my big thing was, as long as I have more wins than losses and bigger wins than losses, I think I'll be okay.
Yep.
Keep
But
racking up those W's. Keep
You don't have
racking up
to.
those
yeah,
W's.
You have to
yeah.
play with chainsaws, clean windows either.
Oh, right, exactly. I'm a little bit safer. But man, I lost my train of thought.
Your
I'm
dad.
terrible about that.
It
Your dad's
happens.
But
business, he had taken some losses.
yeah. But at the end of the day, man, where am I going with this? I lost it. It's gone. It'll come back. I'm old. Guys.
You're
It
all good.
happens. It happens.
Uh,
Hey, actually, real quick,
I
can
guess
I?
this is kind of this. Go ahead.
No, you didn't finish it up.
What I wanted to segue into that was, the main thing is, like, you guys have talked about content creation. I've done a little bit of stuff. The main thing I want to do is just give back to what's real, what, like you said, what works for me. It's not an end all be all, but at the end of the day, to have the support that we do and to be able to support other people is, in this industry, is the ultimate goal for me. I just want to hang it up at the end of the day and know that I never screwed anybody in business, and know
Yes.
that I never screwed anybody as far as a peer goes. And to be able to say I gave back, that's the best feeling for me, is to know that if I can help anyone, that'll be great. But the support that I've had from so many people, you guys, Nick, Damien, Chris, everyone, it's been so awesome, man.
Yeah. Well, speaking of
We're
some of the
rooting for you.
homies, we ran into Mason Haynes. Did you meet Mason when you were in Orlando?
To be honest with you, I seen a lot of faces I knew that were familiar. At that point, I still didn't know everybody, so I may have seen him. I don't know 100%.
So Mason was in, I believe he was in Orlando with us. Had a chance to chat with him. He shared in the post. He lost a sibling last night, or he found out last night that he lost a sibling. Please pray for his family. Yeah. So one of the things that we do on this show is we try to make sure that we are here for our friends, because it's not just business, it is personal. We share time with one another 3 days a week, hour and a half each time. That's 150 hours. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a lot of time we spend with one another. Then all the extra time that we spend chatting. I want to reach out, and if I could, Mason, I'm like literally reaching through the phone, virtual hug, thoughts and prayers with you and your family as you go through these times. I'll be around if you want to reach out. I think you have my number. Actually, I'm almost positive you have my number because I texted you before. 602-554-2804. If not, you can give me a shout. Yeah, it's a tough time. It's a tough time. So our thoughts and prayers are with you, and you're not a downer. You're an upper, my man. You bring light to people's lives all the time, and we're here for you. So if you need anybody, give us a shout.
Goes for me as well. May not have spoken to you personally, man, but anytime, Mason,
Yeah,
you need
we're all
anything, man,
family.
reach out for sure, 100%.
No.
Hey, so I saw, and Scott Aaronkrantz just posted too, prayers for Mason as well. Sorry for the loss. Ryan Edward Connor, Chuck just literally typed a prayer, which is amazing. And if you're not into the prayer, that's fine too. Send your love and energy. I know a lot of us have different beliefs. We're not here to judge what your beliefs are. We just want you to send that positive vibes, love, and energy. But I brought up Scott Aaronkrantz because yesterday, I don't know if you guys saw, the IWCA announced where they're going next year. Did you see?
Boston Paradise. Right? Is that it?
Fucking Deeds, I love you. Do it again. Come on.
Boston Paradise.
All right. So we're going, where is it? Round Rock, Texas, or Austin, Texas?
Rock, the Kalahari Resort, folks.
Be there or be square, February 4th through the 6th, I want to say. So we're going to Austin next year, 2027, Round Rock. We're going to get Scott on in the next couple of days. I know he's worked really, really, really diligently with the IWCA, with the PWNA. He is trying to make this the best convention yet. One of the many of the things that he's working on aspects are making it better for customer experience. So some of the things he's trying to work on will be like Uber discounts or Lyft discounts, to and from shuttles and things like that. So we're going to get Scott back on really soon to talk about some of the things that he's doing he and the IWCA are doing behind the scenes to make next year's event even better.
I'm excited. I'm 2 hours and 40 minutes away, so I'll be there or be square for sure.
And listen, we got 8 months. There's no reason to not be there. We got 8 months to plan it.
Figure it out. And the place it's at is a great kids resort. So if you've got children and a wife, you want to bring them, take the text, the write-off, bring them.
Listen, and I'll say this IWCA was the first one I went to, man. It was it's a combination of you're taking a vacation, but you're also plugging in and recharging more than ever.
I couldn't have said it better, dude. I couldn't have said it better. It's like you're soaking up that energy, but then you're learning, and you're expelling a shit ton of energy because you're spending and talking and visiting and whatnot. But at the same time, you're so hype and you're so high that like you just cruise through it. You take that high with you for like 2 more weeks too.
Dude, man, yeah, and you'll get back into work better than ever, man. You'll be so recharged. And I think that's what I was going to say. I remember now. In talking with Nick and Chris and everyone else, man, I used to drive my girlfriend crazy talking about the business, and I didn't have anyone to talk to about it, Even my dad was in so much autopilot with his work. His wife handles the business aspect.
What is his gig? You didn't mention that.
He does tree work and landscaping. Mostly he does tree work now. They build patios. They do pavers, but he does landscaping, and he had about 15 years experience before he did his business.
Oh shit.
So he knows the trade. She knows the business of it. So
God, I wish I
even
had
then,
something like that.
yeah, even then, I can't just sit down and talk shop to him, right? Because it's almost like different worlds. And so
It's apples
to
and
be able
oranges,
to,
homie.
yeah, to be able to talk to people that get it, and you talk about fanning, straight polling, water fed, all of that stuff. It's not a foreign language like it is to my girlfriend. She gets it now. She's learning it, and it's great. But man, I could tell she was falling asleep if I would talk to her about what I'm passionate about. So it is so awesome to be able to connect with other people that you can relate to. That's the other thing. We can relate to people. It's not like we're in Walmart and we're talking to our coworkers that are actually our competitors that are trying out to get us, It's like we really talk to people that are genuine and know the business way more than I do. And it's awesome, man. I love being able to just sit down, talk to people and just learn more and more every single day.
For sure.
Yeah.
So what made you decide to come up with APD? I know that's your initials, but are
Yeah.
you want people to call you? All right, who brought the cop? APD.
APD. No, what's funny is it is my initials, and it was really always going to be that simple. I tried to keep my business, it is APD window cleaning, but I always went into the group as me. I didn't want to be a person that go in as my business. I keep the identity separate just because, I want to be authentic in the group. I want people to know it's me. I'm not trying to promote a business. My girlfriend this morning was like, "Why don't you wear your work shirt?" And it's like, that's not what I want to be known for in the group. I want to be known for what I can give, not just plaster my business everywhere. I hear that from the 80-year-old woman. Why don't you wear your work shirts out so that people can get your number and call you? And it's like, I get we can always market, but at some point, for my family's sake, I have to know when to turn it off and be me, not
Yeah.
be my business. That is very important. I always talk about the work-life balance, and I think that's a myth. Sometimes we go and we can only work 20 hours and we're burnt out. Other times we can work 40, 50, 60 hours. So I don't ever think there's a balance. I think what's important is you got to know when to turn it off.
See, I had an issue with that when I first got started too. Like, I would post. I started a Facebook page a long time ago, Streak Free AZ Window Cleaning. Then I had my personal page, and they had about, one had about 900 followers, one had about 1,200. But I would constantly be posting as if you post as yourself but tag your business, you can get photos and videos in there, right? If you post as a business, you can only do one. So I felt like I had it on lock. I was really dialed in on my Facebook ad. Like, I wasn't paying for ads, but I was constantly staying relevant in the amount and I posted. But it was always, there was no separation of church and state. It was Jason and Streak Free. It was all the same. Now the Streak Free page is gone. It's just the Jason Gulick page, but we also have the Goo and Deeds page. But I have contemplated going back and starting another Streak Free AZ page because my shit got shut down last August. So I'm currently debating on starting up another page, seeing how it goes. But it's like, I also don't know if I want to. You almost have to dedicate more time. And I don't know if I'm ready to dedicate more time to building something else again and whatever. You know how that goes.
It is a time sink, and that's what people can say it all the time, but no one really knows what it means. You are still working when you're not working, right?
Always.
When we get home, there's the paperwork, there's filing. I've learned for me, I almost file all of my expenses and all of that stuff at the end of the week. I spend maybe 30 minutes on a Friday.
God damn, you're accurate.
I try to be, man, and it makes it easy during tax time. I'm not going crazy on top of trying to work in the busiest season. Those two things are hand in hand for us, right? You got spring and you got taxes. It's a beast to try to tackle both. So if I can get at least the taxes down and all I have to worry about is work, that's awesome, Yeah. But so in saying that, yes, there are times where I needed a CRM, man, and I got Jobber right when we started getting busy, and it saved me because I missed an estimate and I missed a job I think in the same week, because I had everything in my notes and I would put it in my personal calendar. But even that transition where I would take a call, add it to my notes real quick, and then when I get home, add it to my calendar. I messed up on that, man, and it was like, that's unacceptable. I can't have that happen. And so I spend a little bit. If I get an estimate through the day, I'll answer a call or I'll fill a request out. I got to make sure that I spend 10 minutes when I get home plugging all of that in, because if it's not on my calendar, it never happened.
Yeah.
So, it is definitely a lot. But at the same time, and my family knows that, hey, when I get in the door, I got to spend a little bit of time for that, and then to wind down, and then, hey, it's all me. It's not work. I'll answer calls for estimates, but I keep them short. Other than that, I'm present with the family, right? I'm not. My mind is still going. I feel like we always have that where you'll have a thought, and until you process that thought and answer your own question, it'll stick. But I don't drown my family in that either. That's important for me 100%. And I'm teaching my 13-year-old stepson that, like, when we're watching a movie for family time, we're present. We're not thinking about a video game. We're not thinking about a party tomorrow. We're not thinking about going to the beach. We're present for the family time, and I think that's very important, is to be present.
Yeah.
Sweet. Hey, there's a couple things I wanted to touch on before we get out of here. We try to keep it about an hour, maybe an hour and 10. I don't know what Deed's schedule is like this morning, but there's a couple things that I wanted to get to. Deeds, I see you have your bucket behind you. Alan, do you have access to your tools or anything like that? Because today's Wednesday. I'm going to ask the question, and then I'm going to step away for a second, but you guys fill it in. What's in your bucket Wednesday? Deeds, I see you have yours there. Alan, go ahead and get yours. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
All right. We've got my Mormon with a flick pad, but I use in the entryway windows. All right. This is in my bucket. Use this on every job. Well, not every job, but a lot of homes in Houston have the front door and then have like a big paceway window action. So this thing is perfect for some pool work. And then this guy here for large windows. For large windows on a house, residential, I use an 18. I've been rocking the Sorbo because I love it so much. And then the two smallers I've got, these little guys, and then I've got a shorter, like a 6-inch for Frenchies. And then there we go. It's a maker there. And these guys, they got it. So what do you guys got? What are you doing today? All right, what does Alan got? Alan's got some sweet
I'm
gear.
telling you now, I was not prepared for this, and now I'm tearing up my work truck. But
I see some ninjas.
yeah, man, I'm 100% for the Ninja. I have two scrubbers. I have the black and white, and then what comes with the Ninja scrubber. I believe this is a 6-inch squeegee. Needed it for French paintings. I didn't get this until recently, man, and it's a lifesaver. Should have got it, from the beginning. I use a scraper for residential when it's needed. I am a person that steel wools the outside. So this kind of goes into my pouch here. I have my detail towels. A cleanup sponge or a magic eraser saves me a lot. And my Mormon accelerator, wherever it is. I would tell you, my stepson he's in charge of cleaning out the work truck. So, when I get home, that's one of his chores. The truck is a mess. I got my hose, my water fed, all of that stuff in. So he's in charge of that. Let me see if I can grab because I do love the Mormon with the flick pad for storefronts. It is definitely, man. I should have done that. Again, I say it. I should have done it forever ago. At this point, we got 3 buckets. I definitely love the maker. To Damien, he sent me a handful of these stickers. We had enough to deck out my bucket, my girlfriend's bucket, and my stepson's bucket is somewhere around here. I don't even know. Maybe it's it's somewhere. He's got his own setup too, man. And these are my 2 favorite sleeves. I can't hate because I still have the OG Home Depot sleeves or whatever, but definitely the black and white for the Unger. I love it. This is usually for inside. And then I have what comes with the Ninja that's for outsides. I feel like this holds a little bit more as far as the black and white does. But those are my 2 go-to mops. I haven't ventured far from that. I do want to get the maker. So many people say so many good things about that,
It's
and I
it's worth it, the investment. It's something I've been
yeah.
using for about 4 years now. Deeds, did you already show your bucket?
Yeah, I went through, showed the front of the silencer, the couple channels I
Yeah,
use, and other than
yeah.
that, I use the Unger Ninja T-bars and stuff, scrubbers.
I love it. As far as detail towels go, man, I love the surgical towels. They're amazing. I think my favorite is between. I think I have a zero fish scale, and I have the Squeegee Life towels. Those two are my favorite towels. I love them, man. I want to order more of the Squeegee Life towels because I think, for whatever reason, for me that feels a little bit better as far as detailing. And I either do the sponge or a bath towel for cleaning up slop or having a drip towel down. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward for me. I don't have any crazy setups on my belt. I've been using the mag scrubber, and I love the way that works on the pole. That feels amazing. Shout out to Michael for that. Yep,
Shout out to Mike.
I think it's
Yeah.
awesome. Like I said, I love the way it feels on the pole, and to have the scrubbing power as if it was in your hand without killing your wrist, man, take it from me. I mentioned that I have arthritis, so I have to massage my hands once or twice a month. Um, it feels smooth for me to go from doing this with a steel wool pad to being able to use the scrubber feels better, and you don't miss out on the scrubbing power either, for sure.
Word them up.
Awesome.
So I have my maker bag here real quick. So I recently went on a post construction clean. So I usually only rock the lowrider, but I added the second lowrider pouch, as you can see. And the way I have mine set up is one bag, then the two bags. And then on the inside of the second bag is my gloves, an extra small 8-inch sorbo. I also have a straight sorbo that I like to use. Actually, Sean Hart turned me onto that. I also have my blade. Brr, brr, brr. Does not have a cover on it, so I'll probably be bitching about how I cut myself tomorrow.
Yeah, let's not go there.
But I face it face down. I also have a little tiny itty bitty paintbrush for pain in the ass sills in tracks. Let's see. I've got the Klodzinski mag scrubber, as you mentioned.
Very nice.
I have an 18-inch. What do we got here? The tie dye.
Yeah.
And then I have the 18 straight. I love this one. This thing just kicks ass.
Sexy.
Yeah, the old Scotsman. And then I have a Maker track brush
No. Nice.
I love the
and
Maker track
a
brush, especially
and a
I don't
screen
want to touch
pop.
off for corners too. Nice.
Can't forget the screen pop. So that's basically what I'm rocking with today. Yeah, so that's what I'll be doing. I'm about ready to head out to a 50 piece, 15 windows, 50 pieces, 51 pieces actually, but 15 window casings, 51 pieces, residential job in and out. Matter of fact, Billy will be there probably in the next half hour or so, and I'll be there around 7:15. So one of the things that we all mentioned that we had in our buckets was the mag scrubber. I've been digging it too. It's a pretty kick-ass tool. I enjoy. I like the way it feels in hand. As you mentioned, the rotating. I have not had any issue with anything slipping off. As you can see, this one wasn't wet, but it's pretty sturdy. I do like it in hand, and it looks like my computer's being hacked again. Lovely. Time to shut it down.
Shut this down.
Yeah, I made it through an hour and 3 minutes without having somebody hack into my computer. That's awesome. Oh, there it popped back up though. What
Cool.
a trip.
Thanks, guys.
I don't know. So yeah, that's where we are today. So I know we got to wrap up here soon. Deeds, what are you getting into today? You gonna go finish up that gig?
Yeah, today this is my pressure washer. In there's a pulley system with 2 belts. I had to crawl in there, change some belts. So I'm ready to go. That's me today. So I'm going to a pool deck to finish off the cleaning. Should be there about 3 hours. And then going down the road about 3 miles and cleaning a driveway and a pool deck, a patio thing and a driveway. Then before I go, I've got to put a put a window cleaning house wash estimate. I've got a customer who pulled me aside yesterday at a house and was like, how much to do my house? I was like, I didn't tell her a number, but she wants it done by Saturday. The guys are coming to put mulch down and she wants it all done before the flowers go in. So I'm like, shit, I don't think I have time, but I'm going to work at that. So I got to generate a quote and then I'm off to the races, praying to God that my machine makes it through and see me through another day.
Yeah.
And also,
you'll make it through, buddy.
Nothing matters, everybody.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We always come out on the other side.
Yes. Yeah. Like and follow Goo and Deeds on Facebook. Comment on that post. You'll be entered to win a Goo and Deeds package next week. The Nothing Matters poll. Check that out, folks.
Absolutely. So at the end of the show, what we like to do, Alan, is we'd like to give you an opportunity to send some shout outs. Who you want to send some love and some shout outs to?
Man, there's too many people. Definitely Nick Anderson, one of my good friends. Damien, for sure. We're seeing him Friday. So I'm excited for that. Chris Eckstein, obviously you guys. Huge shout out WCR, man. It's so overlooked how they're always there for all of us, man.
Yes.
Huge shout out WCR and Zero as well.
Yes.
Absolutely. Nice shout out. Who you got, Deeds?
I want to thank everybody for watching this morning. Mason, our prayers are with you and your family right now. It's heartbreaking news. We're really, sorry to hear that, but reach out to anybody. We're here for you, buddy. We'll put your family up in prayers. Thanks for everybody for what they're doing. Thanks, Jason. Thank you, Alan, for coming on this morning. It's great to hear
Thank you.
How you're doing well in business and you've got your stuff together. And thanks everybody for watching. Thanks, Chris and Alex, for all they do behind the scenes. Thank you, Kaylee Zero, for putting together a really cool prize package. So guys, follow along, Go and Deeds, watch the Friday show, comment on the whatever, and we'll get you entered to win a cool poll. I'm taking my pole to the pool today, so she's going to lay up and watch me work.
Taking my pole to the pool. You get it, Deeds. You get it. Shout outs to everybody for popping in this morning. As Deeds mentioned, Kaylee for putting together that fun Zero package that we're going to send out on Friday. Damien is going to be the guest on Friday. Hey, you two bitches, chill out. Sorry, guys. Damien's going to be the guest on Friday where we get together live, do a little giveaway. As Deeds mentioned, also make sure that you enter in the chat for an extra opportunity to get your name on the wheel. We're really looking forward to announcing a winner. Hopefully it gets to somebody new and to one of our on-air friends. That would be really, really, really amazing. So Alan, I want to give you a shout out. Thank you for popping in. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Thank you for sharing a little bit of your story. And
Thank you, man. Thank you
and shout out. Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Michael Koleski again. Max Grubber kicks ass. I enjoy it. Deeds enjoys it. Alan digs it. You got a couple. I think you got a winner on your hands. So, and Scott Aaron Krantz, let's chat later today. Maybe we'll get you on Monday. We can talk a little bit about some of the exciting news with the IWCA.
Lost in Paradise.
Deeds can't wait. He's been waiting for this, and
you guys have no idea what I have planned for this. Come on.
Nice.
You guys, I hinted at this shit earlier. If you guys watch the show, you know what might be down the pipeline.
If you guys, yeah, man, I don't even want to get into it. I love everybody. I hope you guys have a great day. Deeds, I hope your passion bucket's full. If not, tune in Friday. We'll hope you fill that bitch up. What do you tell him, brother?
I am Heinz Wellman, speaker of the Dolphin. You want to speak to the Dolphin? You speak to me. No, everyone, change your rubbers, change your resin. Have a great day, everybody.
Love y'all. Stay up, stay gold. We'll catch you on Friday, 8:30 Eastern. Can't wait to see you, Damien.
Thank you, man. Thanks again.